What is up, race fans? Welcome back to the Fantasy Mountain Bike Podcast, where it is our job to help turn your race weekends up to 11. So, the first round of the UCI Downhill World Series has just finished in Poland, and what a race it was. Now, this episode and this entire race weekend was brought to you by our very good friends at DMR Bikes. They've provided our current series leader, that's the Global League leader, with a massive DMR Bikes goodie bag consisting of bars, stems, saddle, grips, all kinds of cool stuff. And we couldn't be more stoked to have them on board. So if you're in the running right now for some new bike parts, then check out dmrbikes.com. UK brand, the best people, the best products used by some of the world's most insane athletes, and you can't argue with that. Before we get into this episode as well, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has used the platform over the last couple of weeks, especially on the run up to race weekend. We'd love to hear from you. How did you find using the service? How did you find the website? How did your team do? Please use the comment section. We are reading all the comments and we are making changes to the website and how we do things based on your feedback. So it's really, really important that you do that. And again, if you're new to this series, then basically, like I said at the start of the intro, it's our job to help turn your race weekend up to level 11. That's inside info, some tips, some tricks, what to look out for, some track information, all brought to you by the legend, Andrew Neethling. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode with Andrew Neethling and guest, Wyn Masters.
All right, Wyn, I'm going to just sneak you into my fantasy league. So I'm helping the race companion. Now I hope you're going to go into a team. Mm-hmm. So we have to do a summary, which we've done. We've done the top 5 elite and the top 5 women. So I'm just going to run through them. So exciting. We're just going to go through this again. So it's the race companion. Welcome back. We're just going to go through. So first was Loic Bruni, amazing commanding win. We've been through. Second is Ocean O'Callaghan. Third, Amri Perron. Fourth, Richie Rude. Fifth, Thibaut Deprella. Then in the women, it was exciting stuff. We're just getting up. Where are these results? I'm missing my thing. Here we are. And the women, Tani Seagrave. She said, what a run. She was in first. Anna Newkirk in second. Third was Nina Hoffman. Fourth was Camille Belange. Fifth was Valley Holt. Right. So that was your summary. The standout runs for you, Wyn. Why don't you pick a standout run? That's a fair question. Of the whole race, like which is the standout run for you?
The whole race. Anna Newkirk, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, for the whole race.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. And if we're going to do a men's one as well, then we'll just go for it, Giroud.
I like that. You haven't just gone with the winners. You've gone like what stands out to you on the podium. I like that. Okay, since you've gone for those two, I've got to put Tane's run up there. Her commitment and sheer speed down that track was really amazing. Obviously, Anna had an incredible run to only be a second pass, but come down that late in those treacherous conditions, and like you said, not even ripping tear-offs. That's probably
crazy.
Probably my run.
Yeah.
Then we go to the men. I think Ocean. I picked Amri in my team, which we'll get to. But Loic, it's kind of expected. And Ocean, it's not a surprise when you see it on paper, but you maybe just didn't call it before the race started.
You don't know if you're going to get it, but then, it was good.
Then it's no surprise.
On dry tires, it's just mental.
Yeah. Actually, that's the The standout is someone who would ride dry tires down that track just in general, and let alone get second.
I guess when you live in somewhere that's wet all the time, then you normally just ride the same tires all the time because you can't most of the time you're not going to change. You're not going to change them between wet and dry tires, and then he probably just is that comfy on those tires.
Yeah, but when you would hope he's a factory rider, he's got a spare set of wheels. But when you're at home without a mechanic, you just look down there and you go, I'll just ride these, won't I?
Yeah, you would. Yeah. And it'd be like, I guess if you're from Ireland, you look outside, it's raining, you're like, it's not that wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say big moments, if we say there's some big moments from crashes to weather shifts to mechanics controversy, my biggest moment is the weather shifts. Like, as far as there were some big crashes, there were mechanicals, not really much to write home about. And there was a big controversy with Amaury Pierron. But the weather shifts take the cake for me for big moments. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've seen only in Leogang World Champs that it was snowing, kind of. And this was like snow settling on the ground, and the women's race looked like almost a ski start. So,
It literally
the
did.
weather was really something. Yeah.
No, the weather wins, and then I guess annoyingly there is the controversy with Amaury that people need to figure out. You know, these things happen. So there was a big moment in terms of a controversy. He didn't get DQ'd.
Hattie on the women's side with the man running in the track, like that should be a rerun. So there's controversy in each one. Yeah.
True, that is bigger than I gave it credit for, because I'm thinking, okay, well, she'd already crashed, so what does it matter? But that shouldn't come into the equation ever.
No.
It's not fair. You deserve a rerun for sure. Is it even in the rules? I wonder what's in the rule book for that.
That rerun could be putting her on the podium or more. Who knows?
Imagine she won the 100 grand.
Yeah. On the rerun. Yeah.
Mate, I was waiting for that pedal thinking they might be dishing out 100 grand there.
Yeah.
How would you say the course rode versus expectations? A lot slower and a lot more slippy than what we expected Poland to be.
Yeah. But probably rode better than it looked, maybe. Like, and I imagine with all that water flowing down when the river was there, it wasn't so bad. Like, for me, in Q2, it was way more wet. Q1, I was kind of learning my racing again because I've not been doing many races. In Q2, I actually went faster than my Q1, which was way more wet in the Q2. So
Did you now?
Yeah. I was one of the few that went quicker. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll take that. But I did like the rainy conditions where it's just, you just ride the river and you've got that grip because the ground is clean.
Yeah.
So I think it rides better than it looks. And the ruts were quite deep. There's quite a lot of good ruts.
Yeah. I said in the pre-pod for the Race Companion here that it's like it is more of a sprint track, but I was obviously referring to when it's dry. Like, you can't build a race run. You got to come on the blocks like hell for leather. And you know what? Even in the rain, it was like that.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of the shorter tracks on tour.
Yeah, and you couldn't rest at any point, even if you were struggling physically. Like, where that wooden bridge is and you pedal around and do those jumps. The riders that took half a breather there, they've lost 2 to 3 kilometers per hour that whole next straight. They don't get it back. Yeah.
True.
So it's still a sprint.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to just catch you up on fantasy results, and hopefully you're going to put a team in, right? So the perfect team, obviously you got to pick four men, 2 women, and you got this budget of $4 million. I don't think the team's riders quite cost that much. But anyway, the optimal team was Loic Bruni, no surprise, for $1 million. Ocean O'Callaghan at 800,000. So quite a strong pick, to spend that much. Richie Rude was a good buy, I guess, at 550,000. And Nathan Pontvion, he got 62 points for a very well-priced 200 grand. And the woman, no surprise, Tani, she was on my team for 800 grand. And Anna Newkirk, no surprise, at 550. So I had, let's think about this, fantasy wins and losers. I'm just going to go through. You're going to love these names, Wyn. So first place, Baggy with 1,393 points. He won a DMR prize medal. This one you're going to enjoy. Big Dick Nick with 1,223. Well done to him. He's stepped up to his name. Third, Forcefield with 1,231. Zara Phillips. Oh, come on. You got to think of a better name. 1,098. Well done. Fifth, SNG. Skov Hugerin MTB. Okay, I hope I did that justice. 1,093. Now, to the annoying part of the show. My picks. All right, so let's think about this. Before the race, I had Lockie, I had Benoit, who we didn't speak about because I knew it's going to happen now. That guy was on fire and then lost his chain and still got, what did he get, 8th? Is it that good?
10th.
Okay, fine. Cool. So I had Benoit in my team. Where's the rest of this team? So Lockie, doing well, crashed out. Benoit, doing well, chain came off. Tane wins. Hattie Harnden, doing very well, crashes out and has a course master. So she sort of, I've been robbed.
You've been robbed.
And Amri delivers. I mean, just how robbed could one man get? Yeah, not happy about that.
Well, the only other way would have been if Amri got DQ'd, then you'd be even more robbed.
And then I don't know, poor Tane crashed in the last turn or something after being up at the split. So I did okay there, but I got robbed. Lockie fell off, Benoit chain off, that's 2. Hattie got ruined. Okay, so 2 of the 6. Yeah, I got robbed.
Yeah.
I'm in 133rd position in the world. It's not too bad. I picked Commensal Makov as a team just because of their loaded riders. I'm not sure where I did in the team. Miriam, not her best. Amri, great. Loris, pretty decent. Dylan Maples was looking good, but didn't end so good.
Yeah.
So what do you think I got to do for the next round? Give me a few tips here. Who do you think? I got to send you, I guess, offline. You got to build a team with me. We're going to Ludenville next. So let's remind the viewers, we're going to Ludenville. You've just mentioned flat traversy at the top, and then it goes super steep,
drops away,
super awesome, and it probably could and will rain.
Ronan it, because he was 5th with a crash last year.
So you think, Ronan makes sense. He's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Ocean could do well again. Amri could do like all the usual suspects, and then you probably throw.
You got to put Nathan Pontbian still in there. I think he's got some talent. Yeah.
Reese came back there. Is that like a track where his creative lines and stuff will shine through?
He needs to deliver, so he's one that could be out to prove himself. Yeah.
Right. So the next round is, as we record this, there's a week off and then it starts, I guess. So there's one weekend off and then it's the following weekend. You guys look it up in the diaries. I don't have it. So just remember, don't forget, there's still time to head to racecompanion.com, set your team. I'm going to bully Wyn to do that, play for prizes in the Global League, or even create a league with your mates. So, and each round, remember, it's scored individually and they dish out prizes. So that's really, really cool. And then I'll do a pre-race show, which will drop before that race, the week of that race. So thanks to everyone that played. And thanks to Wyn for having a go with me and talking a bit about the fantasy from Race Companion. He maybe doesn't even know, but I've been asked to be the host. So why not? I love racing. I love talking to Wyn. Mate, thanks so much for making time. I know you've had a big drive and then flight home from Poland. You've been standing in the cold for a week. That would look brutal, man.
It was the coldest World Cup I can remember. So, I was kind of glad to get back to the sunny UK.
What an episode that was. Big up Andrew and Wyn for providing some amazing insights, some takeaways, some results, and all that good stuff for this episode. We couldn't be more grateful to have you listening or watching this episode and for playing the racecompanion.com fantasy league. Like I said at the start, okay, we are reading every comment. We are building this site for you. We want it as user-friendly and as fun as humanly possible. So please leave a comment. Let us know what you think. You can reach out on email through the website, or you can simply send us a DM through social media. We're at the Race Companion. And again, massive props to Andrew Neethling for this episode. Up next, we have Ludenville in a couple of weeks. It's about 11 days from recording this. If you did enjoy this episode, then you probably would also love Andrew Neethling's Moving the Needle, where it's Andrew's main podcast, all right? Long form, deep dives into racers, industry insights, athletes, all that good stuff. And there is also The Ride Companion, of course, which I co-host with my good friend, partner in crime, and general weirdo, Ollie Wilkins. You can find both podcasts on all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever, basically on YouTube. So please hit subscribe on those as well. And I guess we'll see you in Ludenvielle. All right, big up again, DMR Bikes, for supporting this race weekend. It's really appreciated. If you're in the running for bike components, you know where to go. It's dmrbikes.com, okay? dmrbikes.com. You can't go wrong, all right? The best products on the market. Okay, we'll see you in Ludenvielle. Over and out, race fans.